we'll call the dilapidated and abandoned enforcement agency board to order, March 10, 10 o'clock a.m. Roll call.
Sheriff Eggleton. Destiny Newcomb.
Here.
Marcy Kimberling.
Here.
John Smoot.
Here.
David Call.
Here.
John Swisher.
Here.
Okay. Is there an approval for the meeting minutes of February 10, 2022?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any further comments or questions? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Citizen concerns? None to be heard. Unfinished business? Anything? New business, case 2022-15.
Yeah, this is DAEA case 2022-15. Kenneth Ray Mowbray, Jr., property owner at 378 Armour Road in Nitro, West Virginia, tax map 226B, parcel 42. So I provided you with some photographs today. The trailer is in a severe state of dilapidation. So is the outbuilding. The property is full of cinder blocks scattered everywhere. When I drove by, the front door was ajar. And I couldn't ascertain if someone lived there or not, to be honest. As you can see, the roof is also starting to deteriorate as well. And this actually is a property that needs to go to the county commission and a motion to send it as a recommendation as a formal complaint to the county commission.
So I guess you can't tell for sure if someone resides there.
I could not ascertain.
Okay.
No.
Is that a built-on covered porch on the front or something? Is that what that is?
Can you speak in the microphone? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Is it like a
Can you-
built-on covered porch or something on the front of this thing, like a little?
To me, I think that they built onto the trailer.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe a, without going into the house, maybe like a washroom or something.
So do you think it's salvageable?
I think it needs a lot of work to.
I mean, would recommendation be to tear down all structures and removal of all the?
Debris and refuse.
There are tarps, it looks like, covering the roof. Is that
Yeah.
true?
Yeah, I mean, it's in disrepair, and I honestly don't know if someone lives there or not.
Okay.
I might could send a sheriff's deputy out there to see if someone actually lives in that structure, but as far as I can tell, I still don't know.
But we could actually put to remove of the structures and debris or repair.
Yeah, you could do that. We've done that before in the past.
So that way it would cover us if they were willing to do the repairs to it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we've done that in the past. Absolutely.
Is the side of that trailer open?
No, I mean, the sides are intact. It's just a tarp over the roof.
It's deceiving because it's
Yeah.
dark there.
Well, that's what I was asking about, if it had been added onto. If you're looking at the picture there towards the front, or I guess what would be the side of the trailer, it looks like they've added a porch and then possibly tried to do an enclosed area off the porch, which is in addition to the trailer. That's why it looked like it was completely open to the inside, but I think that's the porch area, I guess you would.
That's
refer
the
to it as.
porch right there.
Yes. Yes.
And this is this built on to
Right.
the trailer, like an addition.
So it is enclosed. You said it looked like the front door was ajar possibly, but
Yeah, it isn't definitely enclosed. Yeah.
I think I would land on making a motion to remove dilapidated structures, or if someone is living there, repair the structure and remove all debris, I guess in the way of the center blocks, and really just looks, is it all center blocks? Is there trash? Is there,
To me, it just looked like hundreds of cinder blocks, covering most of the yard.
the building as well?
Maybe
is-
some refuse, but not that much.
The building as well is in disrepair?
Oh, yeah, but all of the buildings on this property are dilapidated, severely dilapidated, yeah.
I would then move to make a recommendation, and I know I started this before, but make a recommendation to remove dilapidated structures and all debris from the property. If habitated, a plan to repair the structure could be included.
Motion on the floor to completely remove everything on the premises?
Yes.
That sums it up? Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Is there any further questions or comments?
I'm sorry, I may have misunderstood that. Were you referring to removing dilapidated structures, and if someone is living there, attempt to repair?
Yeah, if the trailer is habitated, yes, they have the option to repair. If we knew for sure that no one was living there, I'd say absolutely remove with no options, but at the same time, you don't want to put anyone out of their home if there's a
Exactly.
possibility.
Yeah.
Any further comments or questions? All in favor of the motion on the floor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Okay, the next case is case 2022-18, Tammy L. Davis. This is located at 11644 Charleston Road in Hometown, tax map 164, parcel 60. This structure, it is missing a lot of the gutters. And, I mean, they got a couple of windows that are boarded up. But other than that, I think the structure is sound.
Do you have any of the details of the
secure.
complaint for this one?
I'm sorry?
You have any of the details on the complaint for this one?
I received a complaint about this particular structure, just basically it's dilapidated is the complaint, yeah. With some trash, but you can't see the trash. It's, if you're looking up here, I should have took another picture, but there's like a pile of garbage like over here. But other than that, the structure is sound, other than if you see here, there is boarded up windows and missing gutters, but other than that, I don't.
But with it being secure, is there anything we can do regarding that?
I mean, are you talking making them put up a new roof and gutters and?
Right, I mean,
Paint
like, some
and-
homes, I've went and looked at really nice homes that are built without gutters, which I would never buy one, by the way. But, I mean,
I've told, like, well, it depends. I mean, for example, last month, we had one at 110 McLeod Road where we actually put the recommendation to the county commission that they repair the roofs, or the roof and the gutters.
okay.
So we have done that previously in a recommendation. So that's totally up to you and the board, whether you want to, oh, sorry. I'm not good with technology sometimes. There we go. I mean, are we going to say, hey, you need to replace the windows that have boards in them? Are we going to say, replace the gutters that are missing. That's
yeah.
up to the board, yeah. I don't know, but previously, you all have said to replace the windows, especially like the last meeting, 110 McLeod Road.
See, I missed that.
Oh, sorry, yeah, that's
Were
true.
those windows broken, though? Or
Well,
missing?
Here's the thing, and maybe Chief Smoot can verify this, because he is the fire chief. Once people start boarding up the windows, crime in the area starts to raise.
Right.
So I'm just pointing out,
No, I appreciate that. I
flaws. I'm
guess
sorry.
I was trying to compare the cases. So if we have a home that has broken glass windows or they are open, I could see the recommendation for replacing windows. There have also been other cases where there's been homes that are missing and we've been acceptable of boarded up windows to secure the structure.
right,
When it's not habitated. So there's a fine line between telling someone to renovate their home versus making sure that we're taking the public safety into concern.
right.
So in terms of telling them to fix their gutters, there's not really a public safety element to that. If the windows were completely unsecured, I would say there is a public safety, but then go back to, I'd love to hear from Chief Smoot about the crime or even fire safety issues with plywood for windows in a home that somebody's living in.
They won't get out quick,
Yeah,
especially like on the front of this building. The OSB or plywood is on the inside.
Right.
And if it was on the outside, I mean, you could literally push it away. They would have a harder time, especially in smoke conditions. Does anybody live there?
that's probably going to be another one I need to get the deputy to see if someone lives there. I can't
Because
ask, sometimes I can make out, yeah, no one lives here, but some structures like this and the last one, I don't know, to be honest.
Is that mailbox for that building,
Is that mailbox?
for that residence?
I think so. I
That's
mean,
a
I'd have to
nice
go
little-
look at it. I don't look at mailboxes, I'm sorry, but I'm guessing so. No
With a
idea.
recliner behind it.
Yeah.
What's the pleasure? Personally, I think this is a deal that if there's debris there, then the debris needs to be cleaned up. We need to find out if anybody lives there, but other than that, the structure looks like it's sound.
See, I agree with that.
I agree. So the recommendation would be, or the motion I would make is for all debris and refuse to be removed from the property. I think that's as far as it goes.
Is there a second to that?
I'll second that.
Motion on the floor to move this to the county commission for the debris cleanup of the case. Any questions or comments? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Okay, next case is case 2022-11. And if I mispronounce this name, I apologize. It's Julia and Sarah Jones, 94 Marshall Road in Nitro, West Virginia, tax map 226E, parcel 22. No one lives in this structure. It's not secure. It's starting to become severely dilapidated. Now, the property owners now live in Minnesota, so no one's really taking care of the property, but I did hear from Ms. Julia, or Jolai, I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that name correctly, but that they are going to start removing, trash and debris on this property. But, I mean, you could see even the overgrown vegetation is starting to take over a little bit on this particular property. And it's definitely not secured.
Did Ms. Jones indicate as to when she intends to begin this process?
She did not say, nor do they have to now, because that is no longer part of our ordinance. So I don't need to get a plan from them now on a time frame and cleanup. So that's something we amended a while back. But she did say that Miss Sarah no longer resides in her, with him, I'm sorry. And that they don't know where she is now. They don't know her whereabouts. So I was talking with the county attorney this morning that we will be putting that notice in the newspaper to go forward, so, with this case. But back to, it's just falling in disrepair, and that's what happens when you let a property sit like this for a long time, and it looks like no one has lived in this for quite some time.
What part of the structure was unsecure?
Well, the door was open when I was there, so that makes me think that squatters are starting to come. I don't know. It's just speculation. But 9 times out of 10, it's a squatter that, is coming in and out. And that poses a fire hazard, especially because it's still cold outside.
I'm pretty sure that that's the situation we ran into yesterday.
The structure itself, would you say, is in disrepair from your visit?
Again,
Looks to me like the one that's additional or right beside it is in bad shape too. Maybe not the structure, but the property is.
I think it's one of those, if they can repair it, they need to repair it. If not, then it needs to be, demolished. That's just my opinion on it, but
Is there a pleasure from the board?
I think it needs to be secured before, before they make a decision on, this, but.
I would make a motion then that all refuse be removed from the property, overgrown vegetation on the structure be removed, the structure be immediately secured, and the owner either remove or repair the structure.
I'll second that.
A motion on the floor to secure the,
Remove refuse, immediately secure the structure, remove overgrown vegetation on the structure, and either remove or repair the structure.
it's properly moved and seconded. Is there any questions or comments? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Okay, next is case 2022-09, Teresa Thomas at 7605 Jim Ridge Road in Given, West Virginia, tax map 108, parcels 1 and 2. This house actually caught on fire, and according to the sheriff's office, it's been like this for a very long time with all the trash in the yard. And if you notice, this is the front yard. It's just full of debris and trash. I feel like once the house was the fire was put out, they went through the house and put things in piles on the front lawn and the backyard as well. If you notice up here, to see what can be salvageable and what cannot. But I've got word that it's been this way for a long time.
It's not secure.
No, there's a big,
Oh, I can
giant
see.
burnt out hole in the side of the property. Let me see if
How long ago was this fire?
I don't know.
I can find it. There it is. If you notice here,
Oh, okay, yeah.
this is gone. So anybody could walk in there. It's not secure. They didn't board anything up after the fire. So much trash. I even called the litter control on this particular property because it was so bad. That's the back of the house, I think. Yeah, that's so hard to ascertain. But yeah, that's part of the property. But,
I would make a recommendation here that all refuse and the structure be removed from the property.
Is there a second for the motion on the floor?
I'll second that.
Any further comments or questions? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
okay, the next property is DAEA case 2022-20, which is Dennis C. Casto at 1676 Manila Ridge Road in Leon. Tax map 113, parcel 50, into possibly tearing this structure down for quite some time. So he's going to start working on salvaging things like the doors and whatnot. But this is the side of the house, so it's overgrown vegetation growing up over it now, which poses a fire hazard. Can't hardly say.
Is that a well?
That is a well. It is an open well.
That the concrete has been displaced on top of it? Mm-hmm. So anybody could fall in that well?
Yep. This is the side of the home, severely dilapidated. That's the well that he was talking about. It's off kilter.
There's another picture, it looks like some kind of an old lawnmower base is there. Is that a building, an additional structure?
Yep. If you look, there was so much trash in this place. The door is wide open. I really wanted to go inside it because, I love history, but I'm not allowed to do that. It was calling my name because the furniture was still set up and, pictures and clocks on the walls. It's just stayed that way for many years, but unfortunately I can't go in. But this is the front porch. It's collapsed. Even the sheriff, the former sheriff, told me to not go up on the porch because it might collapse.
But it's the property owner's desire to tear the structure down already?
That's what he said, yeah. They're going to do some salvaging, and this is underneath, so anybody can go underneath that crawl space. But quite dangerous. The roof, you can see the attic because it's missing. That's all the trash and debris, a lot of it.
I'd make the motion that the structure be demolished and all refuse be removed.
I'll second that.
I would like to include the overgrown vegetation and securing the well.
Yes, absolutely, yes, I agree.
Definitely.
You want to add those two?
Yeah, I would like to add in securing the well and removing overgrown vegetation as well.
Thank you.
Great.
I'll second that.
Motion on the floor. Properly seconded. Any further questions or comments? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, next case is case 2022-21, Troy E. Beaver at 237 Cow Creek Road in Hurricane, tax map 212, parcel 46. And I did not get out of my car because the property owner, his brother, he actually called me and said that they left their dog there because they can no longer take care of it and give it a home. So the dog was there, and I didn't feel comfortable getting out of the vehicle. But the door was wide open, and I asked the property owner why, and it's to allow the dog to go in and out of the house. But as you can see, there's a lot of trash here, and it's everywhere on this property. I believe the home and the outbuilding, though, is salvageable, but it just needs a lot of repairs. It's in a severe state of dilapidation. The roof, overgrown vegetation. They would have to do a lot of repairs on this home to make it habitable, I think.
We know they called in.
They did, and what I could not understand, I'll just be honest, is as soon as I pulled in, that dog came out. They said they were there for 4 or 5 hours and didn't see it, which makes no sense because that is the property owner's dog, and I think that dog probably doesn't go anywhere other than that particular parcel of land. So I don't know. I have my theories, but but yeah, animal control was called out there. But I don't know if you can see, and let me try to find that picture on the screen, sorry. Is it this one? It's so dark. Nope. 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 Sorry. It's kind of hard to see at this angle, so. But
The photos are lighter on the pads here. If you refer to a specific photo, maybe we can zoom in and see what you're.
Is this the Cow Creek property?
This is
Is that
up
what
Cow
we're talking
Creek, yeah.
Yep.
It's,
I didn't see it on the tablet.
2,
It's,
Yeah, I got it.
3, 4.
But this isn't across from the Woodridge subdivision,
It's
is it?
directly across from that subdivision.
Okay, so this is the one we got the call on about the dog.
Yep. Yep. And I heard that animal control was called, and they were there for hours and didn't see it, so I ain't saying anything, but.
So I could possibly reach back out to the homeowner the doctor that called.
Yeah, you
That
could.
Commissioner Foster spoke with.
Right, this is the home.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And the property owner did call me, and his brother, who owns the property, is sick and living with him, but they left the dog and I think some cats there because they can't bring it to his place.
Okay.
That's all I know on that
I'll
one.
try to
Yeah.
find the contact information and reach back out.
Right. But I think animal control definitely needs to go back, make another, or the Humane Society.
Yeah.
I don't know which, either one, because to
But
me
here it's the same, right?
Huh?
Here it's one and the same.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Learned something new. But if you see in this picture, I mean, the roof is starting to become, they're going to have to replace that. So a lot of repairs would have to take place on this particular structure. And that, to me, it would cost more to repair it than to demolish it, but that's just my opinion.
I would follow suit with some of our other motions. I'd make a motion that the overgrown vegetation be removed, the refuse from the property be removed, the structure be immediately secured with the option of repairing or removal of the structures.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Any further comments or questions? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, the next case is DAEA case 2022-07. Property owner is Leslie Farrell at 3472 Tackus Branch Road in Hurricane, tax map 231, parcel 17. Let me get to it, there we go. Lots of tires beside the house, but the main thing I'm concerned about is this collapse of the roof over the front porch. That's quite dangerous, but that's my main concern on this.
Is there anybody living there?
There's no power.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's living there.
The meter base is gone.
But if you go to the back, that is also collapsed as well, the back porch. So a lot of repairs need to be taken on this place as well. Especially the roof. Oh, jeez.
Would you say the roof over the structure is sound, just not over the porches?
I think the structure itself is sound, just they need to, they need to demolish that and either rebuild it back to the way it was or just leave it as an open roof porch,
And
porches, I should say.
The structure is secure, though?
It looks secure to me, yeah. I didn't see any broken windows or doors missing or anything like that. It's just starting to become severely dilapidated, you know, in my opinion. Especially the roof. If you look at the roof, it needs replaced. The porches need replaced. But I think the house itself is in solid condition.
I don't know, the back side of that building, where there's some type of brick structure, and the windows are different.
As
Two
far
of them
as,
look identical, but
Oh, you're talking about in the first picture, Tina, it looks like there's a different kind of structure that may be a part of this one.
that roof looks like it's sagging, and is mounting.
well, like I said, the roof needs replaced. I mean,
It-
But
Is
the
this all,
foundation-
in that first picture where you have the case number and the name, is that all one structure in there? Or
that is all one structure,
Okay.
yeah. Are you talking about the little outbuilding beside it?
The picture with the tires on the side, it looks like to the
Yes.
far right, there you can see some brick, 2 windows.
Right.
Is that all the same structure as the white in the front? Or is that a separate?
I believe that was like a little shed-like building, if I can remember. I take pictures of what actually concerns me, so
Right.
I guess
That's
I
fine.
don't think that would concern me too much, but it does look like it's attached, but I don't think it is. I think it's just the perspective of the photograph that is kind of confusing, yeah.
Siding looks the same.
Yeah, but if you look at the back side of the house, you can see the back side of that part of the house. The only reason I say that is that one pallet leaning up against the wall is underneath that one window on the side. So if you come around the back side of it, foundation looks like it's, I can't tell if the foundation is shifting or if just the panels are
That's the panels.
coming off of the
Panels.
Yeah, it's definitely the panels.
But to the left of that looks to me like has been storage or something. It's open to the front of that.
I would make the recommendation to remove all refuse and overgrown vegetation from the property and demolish the porch structures that are unsound.
Is there a second?
And replace the roof?
I was just going to take them out, demolish the porch structures, including the roof above them.
But not the main roof to the building?
No, it seemed like, that's
Okay.
what Tina, we were talking about, is
Okay.
the roof over the main house or structure seemed okay. It was the roof over those porches that was, and there's 2 porches,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll second that.
Motion on the floor has been properly seconded. Is there any further questions or comments? All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay, the next case is case 2021-51, James Pickren at 61 3rd Avenue in Bancroft, tax map 190, parcel 97. He has this structure locked up. The windows are intact, but the trailer is in a dilapidated state. But to me, I looked into the windows and it just seems intact to me. He had a padlock on the door even. He recently bought this property, so he's trying to work on it. honestly think it could be restored, in my opinion. But there is still a lot of trash and refuse on the property itself, so especially the front porch area.
Are those vehicles,
Those
There.
are his, and those are trucks that he puts the trash in.
so they are used, they're not,
They are used, absolutely. And he also has the flatbed truck there, right here, that he puts pieces of properties that he's demolished. And his goal is to clean up these properties. He's already cleaned up one, and now he's on to this one. So, but my main concern is just a lot of trash. There's like a sofa out back in the back of the property. Oh, excuse me, in the back of the property, and overgrown vegetation is starting to come up over the backside for sure. But it's a sound structure. It's secured. There's no broken windows. There's padlocks on the front doors. The only way to get in, I think, is to break a window, and right now, I don't think so, but.
I would make a motion to remove all refuse and overgrown vegetation from the property.
What about the, excuse me, the damaged, those floorboards on the porch could be somebody step in there, that would be a bad deal.
Well, with the missing boards, it brings the question of whether or not anything else, if you put weight on it, if it would put somebody into a crawl space or whatever.
So then I would also include repair of the front porch area in that motion.
Second.
Do we add underpinning to that too?
That's what I was just getting ready to say. Or clean it out, then put the underpinning in.
Would I have to re-motion that or just add it? Revise the motion to make the motion to remove all refuse vegetation from the property, or overgrown vegetation from the property, repair the porch, and provide underpinning for the structure to secure it.
I'll second that.
Motion on the floor properly second. All in favor, or any further questions or comments? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Next is DAEA case 2022-10, G. Michael and Sandra Miller at 434 Lukehart Ridge Road in Red House, tax map 164, parcel 70. The main concern, I believe, on this one was just a lot of refuse on the storage shed and some refuse in the yard. However, I did provide you today, and you should have it beside your packets, an updated photographs. I just got this in, so that's why it wasn't part of your packet. But this is the after photographs, so you can make a recommendation to even dismiss this case to the county commission, or if it's not to your liking, you can make another recommendation as you so choose.
Do you see anything around the front yard of this structure?
To me, it's cleaned up. I mean, yeah, looks great, actually.
I would make a motion to dismiss the case.
Second.
I second that.
Any further comments or questions? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
And thank you for that update.
Okay, so I think this is the first time this has ever happened. This is DAEA case 2021-58. This has made it to, this is not a new case, this has made it to the county commission level. as a formal complaint in the past. However, the last county commission meeting that I attended, even though the property owner complied to the recommendations in that formal complaint, which was a lot of trash and tires on the front porch, and all this overgrown vegetation was, on the roof. Well, I took it to the county commission, and this is what I presented them, these photographs. And they wanted me to take it back to the DAEA board for new recommendations. So, now, don't be confused on this picture. This is just the slope of the landscape. The house is not leaning, it's not leaning. It just kind of, it's the perspective of the photograph. So I don't know what the commission is looking for with this.
I don't either, because this one reminds me of the orange house. I mean,
Yeah. To me, it is secure. The windows aren't broken. The roof is actually a nice roof line. Yeah, it's missing gutters, but no one lives here. The house was actually recently sold at an auction. So I honestly, I don't know what the county commission's looking for with this. I really don't. It's a sound structure. It's secured. Other than it is missing siding, and it's not pretty to look at, but I don't know.
but that's a lot of homes. I mean, like the orange one, like it's not bad.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't like the color orange on the house, but it doesn't present any public safety.
No, and this one is better than that one.
There's electricity still to the building too.
Yeah. I don't know.
The meter base may not be there, I can't tell that.
But, I mean, your recommendations could still be to dismiss the case. So
Okay.
I'm just letting you know that that is your discretion on what recommendations. And if they don't like it, then they can say, hey.
Okay, and I do
you
have a
can-
question. So if we would make the motion to dismiss the case, then it still goes to them, and if they don't agree, then
They
they
can-
can make their own recommendations.
They can make their own recommendations and amend it, yes.
See, that's what I would rather do myself. I don't know
Never
how the
been.
rest of the board feels.
Because
No, I feel the same way. I mean, from our scope of what we're charged to do, from a public safety standpoint, I don't see an issue. The structure is sound, it's secure, the yard's kept decently. There's no refuse, really, a couple center blocks in the yard, I guess, but.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of struggling with what they're after there.
I agree. I
Well,
agree.
compared to some of the things that we see, and they have certainly done a pretty good job of cleaning the property up. Other than the face of the building needing paint, it looks like a brand-new door, however, it looks like it's the same door, just cleaned. And if it's secured,
This last photo, where it looks like it's on the slope, is there any other garbage, refuse, or anything along the side? I mean, the only thing I've
No.
seen is a couple center blocks, couple boards on the porches.
No. In fact, what I think is they sold this house, and the new property owners are taking the old cladding off of this structure and are in the process of probably replacing it with new cladding. That's just my
Makes sense.
take on this. So I think they're going to restore it. But in my opinion, it's a sound structure. It really is.
I make the
So-
motion to dismiss the case, and the commission can discuss it further.
I'll second that.
motion on the floor has been properly seconded. Any further questions or comments? All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Thank you all so much for coming today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for all your work.
Yeah, thanks for the work, team.
There's still more to do.
There always is.
That's right. Any further business? I'll make a
Are we,
motion.
Done? Second?
Second that.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Oh, I thought Marcy did it, sorry.
I was trying. I hadn't gotten there yet.
My bad.
I'll second that notion.
All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're out.